What's up, everybody? It's the Roundtable Sports Podcast. Today, we're taking a look back at every touchdown that Lamar Jackson had in 2020 for the Baltimore Ravens. And clearly, when you watched the film on Lamar this year, all the God given talent was still there, and everything that he did in 2019, he was still capable of doing in 2020. You can see the speed, you can see the agility, and his ability to really make moves without having to slow down at all in open field. It makes him extremely dangerous when he's able to shift and continue to accelerate just like that. Clearly, the running ability is what makes him a dynamic player in the NFL, and he's going to need to continue to do that while keeping himself safe. If the Ravens are truly going to take the next step, Lamar is going to have to take the next step as a passer as well. It's gaining accuracy, much like Josh Allen did in this year. You can see on these highlights that he's able to hit receivers in stride a good amount of the time, and he'll just need to continue to build on that ability and build on looking off safeties and doing all the little things that an NFL quarterback has to do to be successful. And then when you pair that with his ability to do what he just did right there, that's going to be the recipe for success with the Ravens. I've been very encouraged by what the Ravens have done this offseason to support Lamar and get through some of the deficiencies they had in their roster last year. The wide receiver position, getting Rashad Bateman and getting Sammy Watkins in there. I know that the Ravens had their sights set higher than Sammy Watkins as far as what wide receiver they were going to sign in free agency, but I like the size that he brings to the offense and his ability to play on the outside. They never really got that from Miles Boykin, and now they don't have to. And if getting Sammy Watkins instead of T.Y. Hilton or Juju or Kenny Golladay means that you draft Rashad Bateman, who I really like, and you have both of them on top of Hollywood and Mark Andrews, I really like that for Lamar, and I think that'll add an element to their passing game that'll allow them to do other things. Greg Roman has already come out and said that they're going to open up the passing game a bit, and I think that's one thing that Lamar needs to take his game to the next level. They didn't really progress as an offense and ran a lot of the same plays, which, of course, I love the option game, but when it gets a little stale and the league has had a chance to look at it, it doesn't really do Lamar any favors, and I think having these other options in the receiving game is going to open things up for them and allow them to do more things like this where they're getting people down the field and able to make teams pay for trying to stop their running game, because I don't see them stopping that as well. They're going to continue to run not only with Lamar but with J.K. and Gus Edwards. I also like that they brought in Villanueva and Kevin Zeitler to shore up their offensive line, especially with Ronnie Stanley possibly not being healthy for the beginning of the year. Villanueva can fill in there and then play right tackle afterwards. Like I said before, I'm excited about the way they're supporting Lamar, and if he can continue to do what he's been doing, plus just add different elements to his game and continue to gain the experience and progress as a passer, I think the sky's the limit for him. And I hate to see some of the comments and some of the people disrespect him and think that he's not going to be a top 10 type guy. I think that's preposterous, and I think if he can continue to show progression as a quarterback, and he can be one of those guys. He has all the talent in the world. If this film shows you nothing else, it's that he can do anything you need him to do in the NFL, and if he continues to get support from the Baltimore Ravens, I think they can build around him even when his contract gets up there, because he can do things like that.